friends, welcome to my channel. So in the today's lecture we are going to discuss data link layer responsibilities. So in the last video we discussed various responsibilities of the physical layer. In the today's video we are discussing the second layer of ISO-OSI model, which is data link layer. So what are the various duties or operations which data link layer need to take care of? So we discussed in physical layer, which was taking care of everything which is relevant to wires and cables, or a kind of physical connection between the sender and receiver. So what data link layer need to take care of? We will be discussing the basic overview of responsibilities of data link layer. So data link layer mainly need to take care of flow control. The first duty of data link layer is to control the flow. The second duty is error control. And the third duty is access control. We will be discussing one by one all the duties of a data link layer. So firstly, let me tell you how data link layer is going to take care of error control. Let's suppose we have a network. This is one network and this is another network. And this is basically a channel between the two networks. This is a channel and this is a router which is connected with the two networks. And I have a many number of hosts is present within a network. So what is error control? Error control means is, let's suppose this is my computer, this is my device, or this is my phone. This is my machine and this is a machine of, let's suppose, Neha. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to send some message on WhatsApp to my friend Neha. Let's suppose I am sending message hi to my friend Neha. So what I am doing, firstly this message I am writing in the application layer. It will reach to the physical layer initially, then this message is going to be converted into the binary forms or zeros and ones. Then we will be sending this message onto the channel. Firstly, this message has to cross several layers of the ISO-OSI model and lots of other information, either it is your IP addresses, port numbers, MAC addresses, all this information is going to be embedded with your message, and then your message is going to be converted to the binary form. Then we will put that message onto the channel. So it is not only that at one particular time only two devices are communicating. There are millions or billions of devices which are communicating through the network at the same time. So our network is really very much congested. So there is a chance that whatever message you are sending, there might be change in any of the bits of your message. Let's suppose if you are sending message like this, it is converted into the binary form. Let's suppose hi got converted into the binary form. This is the binary form of hi message. I am just assuming it. And on the channel, when these bits are going, there is a chance that your bit might be changed, or your bit, there might be some bit errors can come while it is going through channel. So our message is actually going to be corrupted because our network is congested. So there is also a possibility that your bit might get changed to some other bit. Like 0 might be changed to 1 or 1 can be changed to 0. 0. So when this message is actually your corrupted. If any of the bit errors your message is getting, that packet we call it as a corrupted, because the original content of that message is actually lost. Your message has now been changed to some other form. Initially you were sending hi, and on the channel any of the bit error is coming. Now your hi is actually converting into guy. Okay, and Neha is receiving this message, which is not our original message. Neha is receiving this message guy, but in actually what I sent hi. So Neha is receiving this, which is not our original message. So that is basically your error. There is error occurring in your message when you are sending your message on the channel. Okay, so the original content of your message is changed to some other form. Have you ever seen in WhatsApp you have sent to your friend hello and it got converted into like gallo? No, we never see this kind of errors in our network. We never face this kind of errors. Why? Because we are taking care of the errors. We are controlling the errors. So Data Link Layer has some algorithms or some ways with the help of which it can take care of the errors. It can control this kind of errors. Okay, so the first duty of Data Link Layer is to control the errors. So let me tell you what is the second duty which Data Link Layer can perform. So what is the second duty which Data Link Layer can perform? Flow control. This is one network and this is some another network and router. With the help of router, these two networks are connected. So what is a flow control? What is flow control? Let's suppose I am sending some message to my friend Pooja. Okay, I am sending some message to my friend Pooja. It is not that I am sending only one message. Let's suppose I am sending randomly a lot of messages, like 100 or 50 messages continuously to Pooja. So each and every network or each and every device has some capacity to store some limited amount of messages. We have a buffers which is going to store all of your messages which you are sending. Okay, I am sending, let's suppose, 50 messages, but the buffer capacity is only to receive only 20 messages at a time. It cannot hold more than 20 messages. But you are continuously sending around 50 to 100 messages at a one after another. So there is no space to hold that much messages. So what is going to happen? Our messages are going to be discarded. Our messages is going to be discarded and we have to retransmit. We have to resend all the discarded messages. So if you want to relate it, you can relate it this way. You are studying for 5 hours continuously. You are studying for 5 hours continuously, but you are not understanding anything. You are studying for 5 hours, but you are not understanding anything. You don't understand the concepts. So what is the better option? You will have to definitely study the same topics again, because now in 5 hours you are not able to get the complete knowledge. So you will be again studying the same topics. So what is the best way? Study for 2 hours but with good understanding. Understand the concept well and study with full concentration for 2 hours. Okay, so then you will not need to again study the topics or concept. So that is the same idea here. So what it says, send only that much messages which receiver can receive. send the messages according to the capacity of the receiver. Don't send too much messages, more than my capacity. So that is actually your flow control. Flow control means we have to send the messages to the receiver according to its capacity. We don't have to overload the messages to the receiver. So we also need to take care of that flow. So data link layer also take care of the flow control. This is basically your flow control, that's sending the message according to the capacity of the receiver. Don't send too much messages, because if you are sending too much messages, buffer is not going to hold that much messages, and all of your extra or large, all of your messages are going to be discarded, which cannot be saved in the buffer, and in the later you will again have to resend all those packets. So that is basically your flow control. Next we have access control. Next we have access control. So what actually is the meaning of access control? As it is clear from the name of access control that we have to control the access of the channel. So what I mean to say, we have many networks connected to the router. There are many networks connected to the router. Let's suppose I am here, this is my device and this is device of Pooja. So what I am doing, I am sending message to my friend Pooja, and at the same time Pooja is sending me messages. And at the same time Pooja is sending me the messages. So what happens when both are accessing the channel at the same time? If both are accessing the channel at the same time, even if it is a half duplex communication channel, so what happens? Both are sending the messages at the same time. So there is a collision between the messages of both Aarti and Pooja. So it is sending the message, Pooja is also sending the message. Both are sending at the same time, and we have only one communication channel. Both are sending messages on the same channel. So the message of Aarti and the message of Pooja is going to be collided. So what happens? Our message is going to be corrupted. Our message is going to be corrupted. Why our message is corrupted? Because both the devices are accessing the same channel and at the same time. So what we really need to take care, at a one particular time we should give which device access to the channel. It is not that at a one particular time we are giving access of the communication channel to all the devices. No, we should have to limit that at what particular time which device can access the communication channel. Because if we have hundreds and millions of people connected to the network and they are communicating at the same time, if they are accessing, if hundreds of people are accessing the same communication channel at a one particular time, so it is really a overhead, it is really a headache. So you have to again resend your messages again and again, because the messages are going to be corrupted. So we need to take care that at what particular time which device should access the channel, so that we can reduce the total number of collisions we are having. Okay, so thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel.